Before you pour any transmission fluid into your car or truck, stop, because using the wrong fluid can destroy your transmission 10 times faster than normal wear. Today, I'll tell you exactly which fluid your vehicle really needs, ATF or CVT, the science behind both, and the costly mistakes millions of drivers make every day. This one video can literally save you up to $5,000 in transmission repair. Let's get started. What does transmission fluid actually do? Transmission fluid is far more than just a lubricant. It is the essential lifeline that keeps your transmission functioning smoothly under all driving conditions. Whether you drive through city traffic or long highway routes, your transmission faces constant heat, friction, and mechanical stress. Transmission fluid is responsible for cooling internal components, reducing metal-to-metal contact, providing hydraulic pressure for gear engagement, and cleaning internal parts from clutch and gear debris. In an automatic or CVT system, where temperatures can reach 220 to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, the fluid's thermal stability becomes the difference between smooth shifting and catastrophic failure. Studies show that low-quality or degraded fluid increases transmission wear by over 34%, proving how critical fluid quality is. Without the right transmission fluid, internal clutch packs burn, gears grind, seals fail, and the entire system can lock up. So the performance and lifespan of your transmission depend directly on the condition and type of fluid you use. In short, the fluid is the heart of the transmission. Ignore it, and the entire system collapses. ATF, automatic transmission fluid, explained. Automatic transmission fluid, or ATF, is engineered specifically for traditional automatic transmissions that use hydraulic pressure, torque converters, and clutch packs to shift gears. ATF does several jobs at once. It lubricates gears, maintains pressure for gear engagement, reduces heat, protects clutch materials, and prevents oxidation inside the system. High-quality ATF contains detergents, anti-wear additives, friction modifiers, and cooling agents, all designed to handle the demanding environment inside an automatic gearbox. The viscosity of ATF generally ranges between 6 to 8 centistokes, which helps maintain smooth, controlled shifts whether the transmission is hot or cold. Common ATF types include Dexron, Mercon, and ATF plus 4, each formulated for specific vehicle brands and transmission designs. CVT fluid explained. CVT, continuously variable transmission, fluid is completely different from ATF because CVTs do not use gears. They rely on steel belts or chains running between variable pulleys to provide an infinite range of gear ratios. This unique design requires a special fluid that maintains constant friction without causing belt slippage. CVT fluid has lower viscosity but significantly higher friction stability than ATF, making it capable of handling the extreme pressure applied by CVT pulleys. If the fluid's friction characteristics are incorrect, even slightly, the belt can slip, overheat, and destroy the transmission in seconds. Manufacturers like Nissan, Honda, and Toyota produce specific CVT fluids such as NS2, NS3, and CVT-FE, each formulated to match the internal materials and pressure requirements of their CVT units. CVT fluid contains anti-shudder agents, shear-stable additives, and enhanced thermal resistance to prevent overheating and metal wear. Key differences: ATF versus CVT fluid. ATF and CVT fluids may look similar, but their compositions, functions, and engineering requirements are completely different, making them non-interchangeable. ATF is designed for transmissions with multiple gears, clutch packs, and hydraulic circuits that require controlled friction to engage gears smoothly. It has a higher viscosity and contains additives tailored to reducing clutch wear, improving shift quality, and maintaining hydraulic pressure. CVT fluid, on the other hand, is formulated for pulley and belt systems that require continuous friction control to prevent belt slip. It features a lower viscosity, higher shear stability, and anti-shudder compounds that ensure constant grip between the metal belt and pulleys. The difference in design is massive. CVT systems require friction to stay consistent under extreme pressure, while ATFs require friction that changes based on shifting patterns. Their chemical formulas differ by over 40%, which means mixing or using one in place of the other can cause overheating, pressure loss, and mechanical failure. Using ATF in a CVT or vice versa is guaranteed transmission damage. Why you should never mix a TF in CVT fluid. Mixing a TF in CVT fluid is one of the most damaging mistakes any car owner or mechanic can make. Even a small percentage of cross-contamination, as little as 10%, dramatically alters fluid viscosity, friction properties, and thermal stability. Since ATF and CVT fluids are engineered with different additive packages, mixing them causes unpredictable friction behavior inside the transmission. In an automatic transmission, contaminated fluid leads to clutch slippage, delayed shifting, overheating, and premature clutch wear. In a CVT, the consequences are even worse. The metal belt requires precise friction characteristics, and mixing fluids can cause the belt to slip against the pulleys, generating extreme heat and potentially destroying the CVT within minutes. Manufacturers clearly warn that mixing fluids voids warranties and requires a complete flush to avoid long-term damage. With repair costs ranging from $2,500 to $4,000 for automatic transmissions and up to $6,000 for CVTs, this one mistake can become extremely expensive. Always use the exact fluid type specified, no exceptions. How to check which fluid your vehicle needs. Knowing which transmission fluid your vehicle needs is simple, but skipping this step can lead to costly mistakes. The most reliable source is always the owner's manual, where manufacturers specify the exact fluid type, viscosity, and even approved brands. If you don't have the manual, the second option is checking the transmission code on the vehicle identification plate, usually found under the hood or near the driver's side door. Modern vehicles often have labels directly on the transmission dipstick that mention ATF only, CVT only, or the exact fluid specification. Another accurate method is entering your VIN number into an online database or the manufacturer's website, which will return the correct fluid type instantly. If you're buying aftermarket fluid, only choose products that explicitly state OEM approval, not just recommended for. Many so-called universal fluids are risky because they lack proper friction properties. The safest rule, never assume, always confirm. How often should you change ATF or CVT fluid? Transmission fluid change intervals vary depending on driving style, vehicle type, and transmission design, but general guidelines are clear. For most vehicles, ATF should be changed every 50,000 to 80,000 kilometers, while CVT fluid requires replacement every 40,000 to 60,000 kilometers due to higher friction and heat loads. CVTs put immense pressure on fluid because the steel belt continuously presses against pulleys, causing microscopic wear particles and heat breakdown over time. As transmission fluid ages, its viscosity drops, oxidation increases, and friction properties become unstable, leading to higher temperatures and internal wear. Dirty or degraded fluid can raise transmission operating temperature by 20 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit, significantly accelerating component damage. Ignoring fluid changes causes clutch slip, delayed shifting, jerking, and eventual system failure. Manufacturers may claim lifetime fluid, but this usually refers to the warranty period, not the actual lifespan of the transmission. Regular maintenance is the single best way to extend the life of your transmission. Common myths about transmission fluid. There are many misconceptions about transmission fluid that lead drivers to make expensive and unnecessary mistakes. One common myth is that lifetime fluid means you never have to change it. In reality, lifetime refers only to the manufacturer's warranty period. Fluids still degrade over time. Another myth claims that any ATF works in any car, which is completely false. There are more than 20 different ATF formulations, each designed for specific friction requirements. Another widespread belief is that the red color of the fluid means it is ATF. But manufacturers often use different dyes, and color alone is not a reliable indicator. Some people also think flushing a transmission causes damage. However, it is usually the existing dirty fluid that causes problems, not the flush. The truth is simple. Using the correct OEM-approved fluid and performing timely maintenance is what keeps your transmission healthy, not myths and shortcuts. Final recommendation: which fluid should you use? The best transmission fluid for your vehicle is always the one specifically recommended by your manufacturer. No exceptions. Automatic transmissions require the correct ATF formulation, while CVTs rely on extremely precise CVT fluid with unique friction characteristics. There is no universal best fluid because every transmission is engineered with different materials, pressure systems, tolerances, and friction requirements. Whether you drive a sedan, SUV, or truck, using OEM-approved fluid guarantees proper lubrication, optimal shift quality, and the longest transmission life. If the manual lists synthetic, always choose synthetic. If it specifies NS3, Mercon LV, Dexron VI, or CVT-FE, stick to those exact types. Using the wrong fluid is far more expensive than buying the right one. When in doubt, check your manual, your VIN, or ask a certified mechanic. Choosing the correct fluid today can save you thousands in repairs tomorrow. If this video helped you understand which transmission fluid is best for your vehicle, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss our next automotive breakdown. Drive smart, stay safe, and keep your transmission alive.